If you are in a situation where you've been low contact, or maybe you've been in full contact, but you're at a point where you're realizing that you need to break free from a toxic relationship that you have with your parent, the parent who abused you in childhood and who will not come to the table to create a safe and loving relationship now. You've tried everything. I know how this works. You've tried asking them to go to therapy and they won't go to therapy. Or if they do, they don't like the therapist because things aren't going their way. Or they do like the therapist because the therapist is standing up for them and silencing you and telling you you just need to get over it. All sorts of things happen, right? Or maybe you're just creating boundaries to keep yourself emotionally safe so that you can have some nice interactions with this person who turned your childhood into a traumahood, and they're refusing to respect those boundaries to the point where it's causing further trauma. These are the reasons that adult children of abusers go no contact. It isn't so much and only attached to the abuse that took place in childhood. It's usually more attached to the abuse that's continuing in adulthood. Parents who have abused their children, particularly emotionally, talking about narcissistic family systems in particular, those parents know how to dig in on you. They put those wounds there. They know where they're located, and they don't have to work really hard to make your life a living hell. And on top of that, if they see that you're growing and healing, they will be doing things to try to sabotage your growth. If, for example, they see you're in a healthy relationship, they'll try to create division between you and the person you're in that relationship with because they don't want you to escape. They don't want you to do better. They like the position you're in. So if you are in that position and you are looking at your life on a whole and the quality of your relationships and the fact that this relationship not only doesn't bring value to your life, but is causing you harm, and you're at the point where you're going to maybe take a break, maybe not it's full on no contact. Like maybe you're looking at it as, you know what, I'm just going to take some time and see how I feel about this. Or maybe you're in the position of, I am just done. This is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to have a conversation with your abuser without a witness, because they're going to gaslight you. And even though you know that you're very strong, you've come to this point of, I hate the word decision attached to this. This is literally sometimes the only option we have. Nobody decides to be an adult orphan. Nobody decides that they don't want their parents. What we decide is that we want healthy relationships, right? So if you're going to have an in-person conversation, or you're going to be on the phone, have a witness just for your own well-being afterwards. But my recommendation is that you don't even bother doing that. If you're going to go no contact and you want to let that other person know that you're done, just send them a note, whether it's a text or a handwritten note, whatever it is, and release them to their highest greater good kind of thing. Don't let them know why, because they know why. So don't validate them that the things that they hurt you with hurt you. That gives them a pleasure. They like that. I did that 23 years ago. I wrote my mother a 7-page letter. I'm happy that I have the letter, but I would have never sent it knowing what I know now. I work with clients all the time going through these types of situations. And the best thing that you can do for your well-being is to engage at a very low level and understand that nothing that you tell them is something they don't know. They know. And them reading it isn't going to give you any validation. They're not going to come back and go, oh, I'm sorry, let's try again. This is not that. These are people who are only going to come back and use words like that to continue to hoover you in so that you can be here yet again until you decide you're no longer going to continue to do or participate in the dance. Send a message. Listen, this relationship isn't working out. I really wish that you had come to the table to meet me halfway, if that's how you're feeling. It's clear that that's not going to be the case and that my boundaries are never going to be respected. And so for the peace that I want in my life and for the healing that I would like to gift myself, I am going to take a break from this relationship. And I just want to let you know that I wish you nothing but the best, literally, and leave it at that. Because that leaves you in a place of being the bigger person, which usually they leverage against you, but now you're leveraging it. You're the bigger person walking away, not giving them the satisfaction of knowing how much pain you're carrying with you. Because the only thing that they care about in relationship to that pain is that they succeeded. Don't give them that satisfaction. And the best part is eventually all that pain you carry with you, because you are no longer on fire in that relationship, you will start to heal those wounds. You will start to feel less pain, and you will begin to have the best life ever. And I can promise you that. Doesn't mean it won't have ups and downs. It doesn't mean that there won't be times of feelings of tremendous loss. Like the holidays are hard. It's a time where family is supposed to be together. And if you came from a narcissistic family, you never had that experience. So there are things you're going to long over. If you have children, you know, the grandparents experience and not being able to call somebody and say, oh, you know what little so-and-so did today, or advice and things like that. Those things are always going to exist as a loss. But they exist in little pieces and pockets of time. And the whole rest of your time is going to be lighter and peaceful and without this sort of thing going on, because you'll work to heal those wounds and fill them with something better. I've been no contact with my narcissistic family system for over 30 years. I know from experience how much better it gets. So, in a nutshell, just to review, don't give them the satisfaction of knowing how much you're going to have to work to heal from them because they care that they succeeded in creating a problem in your life. Just let them know you're going to live your best life and you wish them to live theirs, and write that letter for yourself. Write that other goodbye letter for yourself and put it in a box so that you can look at it years later and see where you've been and how much you've healed.